This is the best of the week on Relevant Radio.
You'll never guess what I did as part of my show prep this morning. I mean, take a wild guess, and whatever it is, it's going to be wrong. But what do you think I might have done during my show prep today?
Coffee.
Well, you win on that one. So yes, I did have coffee, but that's a given, I think, isn't it?
All right. Well, I know you scour the news, but I don't know exactly what you want to talk about. So something news related.
Not really. See, I was right. No, I mean, I don't think anybody could guess this randomly. For the first time, and probably not for the last time, I argued with ChatGPT. I argued with an artificial intelligence bot.
Oh, poor ChatGPT. It didn't stand a chance.
I think I won. I mean, it admitted that I won sort of in the end. So I'm going to share with you my argument with it's OpenAI, ChatGPT. And anyone can use it. I mean, you can log in. You have to create a little account. There's no cost to it or anything. And you can just ask anything. And it's really amazing. You ask the most arcane question about something, and within half a second, it's cranking out information. And it's really amazing just how fast it does this.
You arguing with AI is like that the guy who played chess against a computer. Gary Kasparov.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think he lost. And so you're saying...
I think it was Deep Blue that he was playing against, an IBM computer.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yep. And so he lost, and you're saying you think you won.
Well, I'll leave it to you and to the audience to judge that. You tell me what you think. So here was my opening gambit. I asked the question, is it true that someone who identifies as non-binary is actually proving that there is a binary because people are either non-binary or binary? Half a second later, it says, no, that's not an accurate interpretation. When someone identifies as non-binary, it means they do not exclusively identify as strictly male or female within the traditional gender binary. Their identification as non-binary doesn't suggest that there must be a binary, but rather it challenges the notion that all individuals must fit into two fixed gender category. And another paragraph like that.
This mission is too important for me to allow you to jeopardize it.
I wish they would include that voice on this platform. That'd be kind of fun. So he basically, it says, no, that is not an accurate interpretation. So then I say, and yet, how would you explain the logical conclusion that if a person is either binary or non-binary, then this creates a new binary? And the ChatGPT half a second later says, the understanding of gender identity as either binary or non-binary doesn't create a new binary. This is where he begins to lose the argument. Rather, it acknowledges the diversity of gender identities that exist. It's important here to clarify the terminology here. Binary gender, traditionally, society has recognized only two binary genders, male and female, which are based on biological sex. This binary understanding of gender is what many people are familiar with. Non-binary gender, non-binary individuals do not exclusively identify as male or female within this traditional binary framework. They may identify as a mix of both genders, as neither gender, as a different gender entirely, or as having a gender identity that is fluid and changing. The use of the term non-binary doesn't create a new binary, but rather challenges the idea that everyone must fit into one of the two binary gender categories. So then I say, actually, no. It is a binary to say that a person is either non-binary or binary. That in itself forms a new type of binary. ChatGPT comes back with, I understand your perspective, but it's important to clarify that the term non-binary is not used to establish a new binary. So he's sort of like repeating himself now. And it goes into another paragraph of about the same.
This conversation can serve no purpose anymore.
Open the airlock, Hal.
I can see the computer is starting to shake and there's red lights flashing. Does not compute. Does not compute.
Yeah, he is reading my lips through the camera, I guess. So then I say, I understand what you're saying, but perhaps you don't understand what I'm saying. I'm not saying that the binary, non-binary descriptors are not what you say they are. Rather, that by claiming that one is either non-binary or binary, that necessarily creates a new binary system. And it's one in which either you are one or the other. This is the unavoidable logical conclusion. Wouldn't you agree? And then this is his response. Its response. I understand your point, and I apologize if my previous responses did not address it directly. You are correct in stating that this is where I win. You are correct in stating that when one categorizes individuals as either non-binary or binary, it creates a binary distinction based on gender identity, where one falls into one of these two categories. In that sense, it introduces a binary categorization in the context of gender. And then it goes on to say, basically, however, it's essential to recognize that the use of these terms in discussions around gender identity is a way to acknowledge the spectrum. So it just reverts back to its boilerplate ideology. I mean, it is only saying what it's been told. It has its keepers who feed information into it. So it's not like arguing with a human being, but it's interesting to argue with a ChatGPT. I found it interesting. So how would you judge that match between human and algorithm? Who won, do you think?
I think you won, but I'm also, I follow your viewpoint. I've had these conversations with millennials that are, they call me their, a cis male, and very long conversations that go round and round, and it gets you start introducing points like, well, what do you feel about these male swimmers playing against females that have spent their whole lives practicing and trying to achieve something and getting these college scholarships, and then it's all stripped away because some guy says he's a female, and they're like, well, he's not a guy. I'm like, well, okay, he is, but what do you think about that? Well, like, that's a tough one. Well, no, that's an easy one. That's a real easy one. They'll refuse. They're just like this AI that you're arguing with. They'll go around and around. They're not. It's broken software.
So true. Yeah. So try it sometime. See, I've tried to trap it, and it always comes back with, well, no, that's not really right for this reason or that reason. So I feel like a mild victory this morning that I got one up on the ChatGPT today. So he's watching you. Yeah. He's probably he's waiting for round 2. I'll get this human. Well, that was funny. I thought so.
Like what you just heard? Share it with your family and friends. And thanks for listening.